Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gathering Paracast. Sorry, I thought maybe you forgot Trost. But anyway, welcome into the Gathering Paracast tonight. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Heidi, and we are excited to be gathering around the metaphysical table
Heidi?
with you.
Heidi's frozen. Oh,
Am I in? Everyone has been
you are.
freezing.
I can hear you now. Yep.
Okay, everybody has frozen at least once as we were getting ready for the show. So, well, I'm excited to be gathering around the
Crazy
metaphysical
talk.
table.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So we're here tonight
sure.
with Jill Shelley from the Boyd House here in Boyd, Minnesota. Welcome, Jill.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yay, long time no see, right?
I know. It's been a couple weeks, I think, hasn't it?
Just been a couple weeks, and I thought this would be great timing to have you on since we've got some fun stuff coming up at the Boyd House this month.
Yes, very excited about that.
So the Boyd House is a paranormal location that folks can investigate. If paranormal investigations, could you give a little bit of background into this location and what people can expect?
Yeah, so the deed goes back to 1889 when the land was actually owned by the Minneapolis and St. Louis Railroad. So that was kind of the starting point for the town. It grew to a town of about 500 people, but currently it's about 170 now. But it was the big booming Wild West town. They had tons of stuff in town at the time, and they had different stores and they had mills and hotels and restaurants, and it's pretty much a ghost town now. But the house itself was built in 1901, and the most prevalent family that we have that lived there is the Eckert family. So it was Fred and Minnie Eckert that moved in there in 1912, and they moved in there with their 4 children, but 2 of them had passed away in the home. One was an infant, and then one was a little boy that had choked to death when he was around 3 years old. And then both Fred and Minnie died in the home, and Minnie's funeral was held for 3 days at the home as well. And then we have another lady that passed away in the 70s. I don't believe that one is there. As far as I know, I haven't ever gotten her name. But just a whole gamut of different activity that occurs at the house. We are located right by the railroad tracks, so that brings some energy in. And then also back in the day, the town was butted up against the Sioux Dakota reservation line. So I'm sure there was a lot of stuff going on with that as well. But we have men, women, and children at the home. And we do definitely know that Fred is there because we've got many EVPs regarding I'm Fred, Fred's here, Fred's coming. So just a lot of evidence that Fred is still there to this day. The children that I personally have encountered definitely are not the Eckhart's children. I don't know where they've come from, but I feel like they're between 8 and 12-ish. Like there's 2 of them, like a boy and a girl. We've actually captured some shadows. Well, I didn't. Another team did, which is Northern Out Around Paranormal. They captured a couple shadow figures going through the kitchen, and you can just see exactly, it looks exactly like children going through the kitchen. And, some people will be like, oh, well, geez, that's a car. But the way the house is set up and designed, there's no way to get headlights in that particular area of the kitchen.
So we just showed that clip of the shadows going through a room. Is that what you're talking about? Is that the kind of thing that you could see there?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was the 2 of them that you could see. And then I haven't seen the shadows, but many people have. One of my team members, she was sitting actually in the parlor, just kind of getting some gear together. I was on the phone with my husband in the kitchen, and all of a sudden she looked up out of the entryway out to the steps, which we get a lot of people with seeing shadows and people on the stairs. She saw like a black figure just kind of peek around the corner and then go back in. So she's seen that. We've had many people that have had that same experience. And then my husband actually saw an apparition on the stairwell itself. He was coming in the front door, carrying some boxes. He looked up, he saw this woman and she had like similar hair like mine. So real quickly, he thought it was me for a second. He looked away, and then he looked back, and she was gone. And then he realized that he really had seen a ghost. So, which I was jealous of because I've never seen an apparition in all the years I've been investigating, and he is not a ghost guy. So it's
Oh,
I'm like, oh, a little jealous for me. But yeah, just tons of like you'll get a lot of equipment interaction. I've heard audible voices. I've been touched at the Boyd House, and that goes back a long way. We've had people come forward now who knew the family that was there, and they said, oh yeah, when we'd sleep over, sometimes somebody would like pull our blankets off, or they'd touch our feet. So yeah, we've had a lot of different things. We've had a lot of objects moving. That we've had different things like that.
wow. That sounds, I mean, it sounds pretty active for,
So this is in
know.
Boyd, Minnesota, but where is Boyd, Minnesota? Can you tell
Yeah,
people? I have no idea, frankly.
Yeah, it's pretty much in the middle of nowhere. So it's
Yeah, I figured.
yeah, it's 145 miles southwest of the Twin Cities in Minnesota.
Oh, wow. It's quite a
So
ways
we're
away.
yeah, we're the southwest corner. We're only about I think it was like 2 hours from Brookings, South Dakota. So we're out there, and really when you get off the main highway and you turn to come into Boyd, you're on the backcountry roads and you're driving through nothing but cornfields, and then there's this little teeny tiny town, and that's where we're at.
Okay.
Right in the middle of all the cornfields because it's surrounded by cornfields.
Yeah.
Nice. That just adds to the scare factor, I think.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize it was that far away from the metro area. That is, definitely out there in southwestern Minnesota. So must be like by Montevideo, and I'm thinking
Yep.
Marshall in that area.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, about 20 minutes, from all that type of area. So yeah, it's out there, but it's a good spot. It's really only like just under 3 hours for
Okay.
for people
Yeah.
coming from the cities, which isn't
Yeah.
too bad.
No,
Nope.
it's not too
It's
bad.
easy to get there. I've done a couple of investigations out that way. I haven't been to the Boyd House, but that'll change in a couple weeks.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's not a bad drive actually.
Yeah, kind of relaxing. You get some food, stop at some antique shops. It's good drive.
Yep.
It is. Yeah, and there's a lot of abandoned houses out that way too. I remember we've been out there several times as well. So it's always fun to kind of stop and look. So you have some evidence, I guess, to show about what it goes on there at the Boyd House.
So that clip was pretty interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about the rocking horse?
Yeah, I purchased that through an antique shop, but I threw it up in the attic just because it's kind of a creepy factor of having it up there. I don't know why, but I've seen it move, but not to the extent that the Midwest Ghost Hunters had captured. I just real faintly had seen that move previously, so that was just something they captured during investigation. But we get a lot of stuff up in the attic. I've actually heard audible voices up in the attic. We had just had a woman. We were just up there, and we were just got done running a spirit box, and you hear a woman go "yoo-hoo," just plain as day.
Cool.
And people have been touched up in the attic. I did have a really weird, and it's never happened since, but this really one time it was just bizarre. There's the way the attic is, it's like a real steep peak, but it's got like two sections to it. So I'm always, when I go, I like to check everything out, make sure everything seems to be okay, working. So I walked in the more back farther section, which is to the front of the house, and it's a smaller area. And all of a sudden I had like that circus fun house effect. Like everything was just like going like, crazy like this. And I was standing still, but everything was moving. And I'm like, what is going on? And I literally like couldn't move. Like I wanted to not do that because it was actually making me real dizzy, but I couldn't like step out. And then once I was able to step out, immediately I felt so much better, which was weird because I have had other people say that they sometimes get that Not necessarily there, but in certain parts of the house. I don't know if it's a spirit or some sort of energy at a certain time that just comes and drains you like that, or makes you feel like that. But yeah, that was the weirdest thing I've ever had happen at the house.
Wow. Especially to feel like stuck, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I
a little
just,
unnerving.
yeah, I just didn't want to be there and I couldn't move. So it was like, I just kind of wrote it out, I guess.
You didn't have a choice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I thought that was a good clip. I mean, if I saw something like that, I'd be pretty jazzed, in an investigation to see something moving like that. I mean, that's not a small object.
No,
And
yeah,
that's-
yeah. They move, other things. We've had a lot. I think we also have a clip of a card that they threw off the table. And
Are we
you'll see,
yeah.
offline?
and you'll see it by the letter C. Where it just
Yeah.
falls down.
I mean, it's just clear.
Yeah, so with that's like one of my favorite nights we had at the Boyd house. So I was just there. It was just me and my husband at that particular time. And I had gone down and we heard that Minnie really likes to play cards. And we kind of got the idea from another team that actually started playing like 21 with a K2 meter. And so you would, use the K2 meter, light it up if you want to hit. And let me tell you, they're really good. They are really good. And so I would go down there and every time I'd shuffle the cards, we'd play and all this stuff. But I always had that one card right to the edge of the table. It was never hanging over. It was just directly to the edge of the table. And I had also had a REM pod in the middle of the table earlier in the night. It had been going on and off through most of the night as well. But I had told him, if you really enjoyed tonight, just push the card off the table. That's going to tell me that you really had a good time tonight. And that was captured at 12:14. I had already gone to bed probably about 15 minutes after that because I came and said goodnight to him and reiterated, please throw that off if you had a good time. And they did. So I guess they had a good time. But
yeah, right.
We also did a spirit box session while we were playing cards one night. And we were playing 21. So I thought, let's try that. And they were doing real good with the K2 and letting us know. So I said, I was just playing and I said, do you want to stay? Do you want to split? Like, what do you want to do with your hand here? And clear as a bell on spirit box, it said, we'll stay.
Wow.
Yeah. So they do like their cards. So
that's interesting.
A lot of people come and play cards. My friend Teresa actually made a deck of cards with Fred and Minnie Eckerd's picture on the card.
Really?
Yeah, so we have them down there. So I think they probably get a kick out of that.
Wow, that's cool. I mean, it's interesting when you have such direct interaction like that, right? You say, can you do this? And then that's what happens. That's like, that's just cool.
Yeah, I feel our spirits are pretty intelligent. They do tend to really do what you ask, or like you say, interact or get a really good EVP or a great response on that. We do get quite a few EVPs. They're not as common as we get the other things, as touching equipment, things like that. EVPs are not of come across all the time. Like we did have one time I was playing a game or doing the spirit box, and the EVP I got when I turned it off was a little boy that said game over.
Oh.
So I thought that was pretty cool. They kept
that is cool.
That one. And then I think I sent you guys one too, just randomly. And I'm pretty sure we got this while we were cleaning up from the night. So then we heard it.
So that one plays 3 times over, right? And you have to turn your speakers up to hear it, but it is very clear. Yes, I do want help cleaning. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. Come to my house.
No kidding.
Yes.
I need laundry.
They give the EVPs. Like I've had one that like what I think my favorite one, and this was early on when we first bought the house. So I was cleaning, and I was the only one in the house. And when I'm there, I just talk to him like I'm having a conversation like you and I are having. And I was just going on and on. I think I was like, oh, I'm going to a wedding. Have you ever been to a wedding? I like weddings, and I was just talking. And later when I reviewed it, I get this EVP of a woman with a really raspy voice, which we've captured before. And she just says, she goes, I'm trying to sleep.
Oh,
Yeah. So I was
excuse
just like,
me.
and she had muddled something before she said, I'm trying to sleep. But of course I was yammering on. So my voice overtook hers. So I could never figure out her first couple lines, but the I'm trying to sleep came out perfectly clear. So I kind of felt a little bad because she was trying to sleep and I'm talking and cleaning, and she's probably like, get out of my room.
So there's a question in the chat room for you from Cryptovania TV, and they're asking, was the haunting evident when you first purchased the property?
No, I kind of took it. So when I, being a paranormal investigator, just getting my own haunted location was something I wanted to do. When I found the house online, I was just immediately drawn to it. I tend to be a little sensitive as far as picking up on, I can't communicate with them or anything, but I kind of just know that they're there. I just get that gut like, hey, something's going on here. So I fell in love with the house right away. We went down to do a mini investigation. So we had a REM pod that went off. And then the spirit box said, who are you on there, which I thought was pretty fitting. But so not a ton of stuff. And so then I reached out to a medium I really trusted, and she said a lot of things that actually came true after we had the house, because we didn't know really anything about it. So then I thought, well, I'm just going to ask people who used to own the house and see if they have experienced anything. So they were pretty reluctant to talk about it. But they did say that they had some old time music playing. Their kids had seen a man in the house a couple of times. So they kind of talked a little bit about it. So just based on that, like I said, now that I own it, we've had people come forward that have had more experiences at the house. But yeah, when I first got it, after I bought it, not a lot was going on. So I thought, well, gosh, did I make a mistake here? I did have the very first night I stayed there. I was walking by the basement door. And as I did that, I heard a loud bam, 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 like 3 really loud knocks from the door. And
oh, wow.
I just jumped because I was not expecting this to happen. But then I tried to debunk it, because it does go downstairs to the basement. There is a door to the outside, but it's like a screen door and another door. Doesn't really get a lot of wind going through there at all. So there was, then the loudness of it was the bam, bam, bam. So it wasn't like just a little wind, possibly shaking it. So that was probably the only thing I had. But then, as I was going on and there was nothing happening, I started thinking, I'm like, okay, well, these guys, they're not used to being talked to. They're not used to any of it. They don't even know what anything is. You go to a haunted location, you're like, here, touch the REM pod. Well, of course, they've heard it 110 times. They know what a REM pod is. Well, these guys, if nobody's ever tried to talk to them before.
Yep.
So it took a little bit, and I just started kind of explaining things and what was going on and what I was going to do. But I think the big leap is I had a little, like a REM pod type bear, but he doesn't make noise. He just blinks if he was touched. And he's like an EMF bear. So I kind of said to the kids one day, I was like, man, you guys, I just got to know you're here. So I said, I'll bring you more toys, and people will bring you toys, and you'll get lots of gifts, but you just got to let me know that you're here. And then later that night, well, I didn't see it. It was on review, but that they touched that bear a lot after that. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of the first thing. And then I think now they kind of got it. Well, I know they got it because we've been open since 2018. But yeah, they really do, I think, enjoy engaging with people, and they really seem to like new equipment or that haven't been the same REM pod or the same, because I noticed when people started, like when the music boxes first came out, oh, they were going crazy over that, And so anytime I've seen something that I don't have or tried, I'm like, oh, I got to give me one of them. So, but they seem to really, if you're like, oh gosh, this is new, they'll really mess with it because they want to check it out.
That sounds just like a paranormal investigator.
Right. Right.
Awesome.
I think they are pretty happy with what we do. Of course, we have like a crabby guy in the basement, George. So he's just really crabby. We've come to a pretty good understanding. So me and him, we're good now. But he does intend to intimidate others and make them feel really, really uncomfortable. Even, some people have gone as far as to say that there's demons at the house, but to me, no, they're all just, I don't have anything, in my personal opinion anyway, anything malevolent. Everything is just real friendly, except for Crabby George. But and I don't even think that's bad. I mean, crabby old man, you see those even every day.
Yeah. Every day. Every day. Cranky. So
do
you
we have
have
any? Go ahead.
any questions? Is
I
that
was
what you're
going
going
to
to
say? We have a couple more clips to play.
Okay.
I believe. Yeah, that when the door popped open.
Yeah, and that was captured by the Northern Outer Rim. So they actually have been to my house like 3 or 4 times. So this is a different time that they were there. But with that, some people are like, oh, it could be a wind flow or whatever. But it's my house, so I know how things move and I know how things flow. You can shut that door and you can pull on that door, and she's not going to open. We have had. Other people have had like the front door. I wouldn't say it's really the front door because there's an enclosed porch in between the front door, but people have actually heard that doorknob turn and then the door has come open. They've heard jiggling on the door to the basement. And like I said, I've had the pounding on the door. A lot of people had the attic door open, and I had never had that happen until one day. I was coming out of the boys' room, and I know the door was shut. I know it was because I look at everything. We were wrapping up. We were getting ready to go home. So I was just kind of do my checks. And, most people who do things, it's very routine. So you do it the same way every single time. And I noticed it was shut. I went into the little boys' room, took a look around, turn around, I come out, that attic door is wide open. And I asked my husband, I go, you didn't open that, did you? He goes, no. So I was like, okay. So I just went and I shut it again. So
You're like, and good.
Yeah.
Evidence.
Yeah. And it's a fun house. I like being there.
Cool. Well, that's important, I would imagine. If you're going to be the caretaker of the place, that you want it to be something that you really enjoy as well.
Right. And I did actually have a medium one time told me that Minnie doesn't let anybody bug me while I'm sleeping because she likes the fact I clean her house. So I sleep really well there. My husband, not so much. He does not get to sleep very well there. They bother him a lot when he's trying to sleep. So.
Oh, well, that's what you get when you have a.
Not everybody can win.
No. No, that's true. Awesome. I think that was all the clips that we have, but you have more available, I think, correct?
Oh gosh, yeah, tons. You can just Google that, or not Google, you can just search that on YouTube, or you can go to my channel that we use for my paranormal group, which is St. Croix Paranormal, CROIX. And then that's just got tons of things that we've captured as well. So a lot of people have got, I love watching everybody's evidence. It's like some of my favorite things to do.
Great.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Very cool.
So, go ahead, Steph.
I was just going to say you have an event coming up in the next 2 weeks, a week from this weekend, correct?
Yes. So we're delving in a little bit different, trying something new. So we're going to do a paranormal convention at the Boyd House, and we actually have the town hall rented to do the speakers. So we have Adrian Lee. He's an author and a psychic. Casey, she's a past life regression. Hawk, she's going to be talking about some close encounters and doing some ghost hunting classes. We have Reaper Paranormal. They'll be talking about some of their investigations that they've done and things that they've experienced at the Boyd House as well. Brooke Ashley's a medium. She'll be doing some psychic readings. Lindsay, she's a animal pet communicator, and she's a psychic reader as well. So they'll be doing some workshops. And of course, we got Heidi. She's coming. So she's going to be doing a talk and a seance at the Boyd House. So
super excited.
Yeah, we did have ghost hunts as well, but those sold out already, as people can imagine. But so we still have plenty tickets available for any of the different workshops. And then the speakers are free for everyone to attend. And of course, we have vendors, selling the different gamuts of all kinds of handmade, unique, and different items as well.
Very cool.
Awesome. So that's on the 27th.
Yes.
And it goes from 9 to 5?
Correct, from 9 to 5. So everybody can just come out. You can, if you go to our website, which is posted there, theboydhouse217.com, that'll take you to the Eventbrite link to purchase tickets. But you can also purchase tickets at the door. But I suggest if you want to attend some of the fun workshops, you might want to. Oh, good! Can't wait to see you, Cindy. Hopefully you can pre-purchase the tickets for the workshops because a lot of them are getting real full, such as Heidi's are getting really full, Ashley and Teresa, who's doing an Estes session. Those are starting to fill up pretty quickly. So we just have a handful of tickets left on those. Plenty of other things to do.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a fun event.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited, a little stressed, because, things are happening little by little.
They're always stressful. Believe me.
I know. I'm like, everything's just going too smooth. And then all of a sudden I'm starting to get little ripples. And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll
be great.
Every time. But yeah.
Yeah, it'll be great. Well, good.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on the show and this busy time for you. But I hope you get a really good turnout out there.
Yeah, I'm hoping it should be good. Ticket sales so far have been really good. So, I know we have a lot of people coming who are just going to do tickets when they get there. We've been advertising pretty heavily in the papers and working on TV and things like that. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Very
That's
good.
Great. Well, good. I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to see you again.
Yeah.
And we'll have fun.
Yes, it'll be a good time. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thanks. Yeah. Like Steph said, thanks for being on the show. We'll have to have you on again so we can talk about whatever you have coming up at the house, maybe in your next event or whatever else is going on, some new evidence and see what's going on over at the Boyd House.
Yeah. Love to.
Yeah.
Great.
Very good. Well, thanks everyone for watching tonight and make it a good week.
Thanks everybody in the chat room and wherever you're listening out there. We really appreciate you. And Jason Trost, our producer and Cryptovania TV, thank you for helping us pull this all together and hosting our show. We love being here and we'll look forward to seeing you all next week.
Yeah.